There's Nick. Big Nick's a creeper.
Well, he's a premature baby, dude, so he's making up for lost time.
Oh, are you
man.
a preemie? Oh, yeah. Well, you came out good.
That's what I'm saying, man. Why? A lot of these guys going 36, and Nick got out early, bro. Nick is a hard worker.
Oh, yeah. I was like a C-section.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I came out through the fucking roof.
Oh, wow.
Or I guess maybe the moon roof or something.
That,
I didn't come out through the
I
door.
I could see that. I could see you being like, I don't know, is this the best thoroughfare?
Right.
Let me see what else is going on
and
here.
you've all touched your mom's vag. I haven't touched, well, maybe you've touched my mom's. She's a big slut. But I haven't touched my mom's vagina, which feels pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I guess I could see that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there is always a weird element. I think sometimes when I look at my mom and she and I both know what I did.
Yeah. You ruined her labia.
Yeah.
For a while. They say it goes back.
Yeah, I hear it's never exactly the same, but that's my...
What do you think about the dosing with Bert? Because that really... A lot of people were on the fence on the big Hebe, and then that just pushed him over into Mexico.
Yeah, I think... I don't know enough about the dosing, but I just think as far as like surprising somebody with some drugs... I think that's kind of, sometimes I'm like, is that some of the world that they all live in, though?
Interesting.
I don't know what their previous history with it is, if they're like, slipping in, sprinkling some, some of that fucking brain glitter, some PCP, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how much they're secretly hiding acid in each other's asses. Right. Like when I was growing up, they had a thing, vajipping for a while. Girls would put LSD in their vagina.
What?
Yeah. And go hard. Yeah.
A dick trip. Your dick will go in and get all Burning Man.
Well, that was the thing, yeah. It was like the girl was tripping, then you get in there and get some of the trip. And so it was this real...
I don't mind a trip, but I don't want it through my dick hole. That's a weird suppose.
I mean, that's a wild...
Yeah, that's a wild entrance.
That's a front suppository.
Yeah, holy hell. Yeah, my dad bought a mansion that was dilapidated on Esplanade Avenue, right by the French Quarter. And it used to be like...
Was your dad Ignatius Riley?
Well, I think if you really want to get into it, my dad had a real bad childhood, and he's like, he always wanted to make something of himself, but he never really did. So then he saw this mansion for cheap, because the neighborhood sucked. It didn't have plumbing. It was falling apart. There's holes in the walls, broken windows.
But it was a mansion.
But it was a mansion. And we also had this BMW when I was a kid. It had holes in the seats, and it was rusted out, but it was a BMW,
right.
N-word rich, some people call it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so... yeah, it was a horrible way to live because everybody thought we were rich. We were the white family in the mansion, and we moved in. They're like, oh, these people got to have money. So we got robbed constantly. So my dad installed this alarm system, and it would go, woo, 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 like go crazy at like 2 a.m. And I was like 8 going, well, weird. There's somebody in my living room right now. Like somebody below me is rifling through our shit and stealing our TV or whatever. And you're like, he could come up and rape me and have his way with me and blow me and all this. And
you're putting on nice negligees.
I'm putting on makeup and perfume and doing my nails and all that shit. So it was a skittish way to grow up. Like we'd come home a lot and the door was just open. You're like, fuck, we got robbed again. Porn is big.
Mm-hmm. Porn is so powerful.
Do you watch?
I try not to watch, but I have watched probably within the last 11 hours. I will say that.
Same, yeah.
I had a blocker on my phone and it quit working. Once the blocker worked on my phone, it worked for about 2.5 years.
You had a cock blocker.
Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Bro, it wiped it out of my eye. There was I can't access it on my computer, but on my phone I can, and I need to get a new blocker.
Yeah,
but it changed
tough.
my game. When I got the phone blocker, I was off for months and months.
Well, porn is dangerous because if you don't watch it for 5 days and then you look at it again, you're like, whoa! It comes all back to you like, this is amazing, but it's bad for you. It hits all the senses. It's too much. It's like ketchup.
It's too dark, yeah.
Yeah, and you can see anal and Asians and Jews. Oh. It's tough.
And I don't know, is there a Jew section on there?
I don't know. There should be. There should be like Nazi porn.
Yeah.
There's every other kind of porn. There's racist porn.
There is?
That's a category.
Racist porn?
Yeah, and it's like, they got the Asian, they throw egg rolls at her and shit.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't make that up. That's real.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like something you would just fabricate.
If it was, it'd be pretty good. Yeah. Well, here's a bad one. We got robbed a bunch, so we kept calling the cops, and eventually they were like, all right, you guys keep calling us. We're just going to stake out in your kitchen overnight, and maybe we'll catch a guy.
What?
So these 2 cops... plainclothes detectives came and we met them and it was all exciting. They had a belt gun and the badge on the belt thing, the whole thing. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't sleep that. I was so excited. Like, I hope they catch the guy. I hope they beat the shit out of him and tase him and all this shit. And I'm just laying in bed, so excited. I finally fall asleep. I wake up at like 6 a.m. I run downstairs imagining that they're going to have guys in a headlock and cuffed and put them in the car. Yeah, and I run downstairs. They stayed in the kitchen the whole night. They ate everything.
Oh.
They ate all the food. So we got robbed again. They ate all the fucking Cheerios and the made pancakes because they got bored and they just ate everything. Everything was gone.
Fucking cops, bro.
I know. They took the radishes and the chicken bones and all that shit. All the
That's
evaporated
that
milk.
underfunded, dude. They're underfunded.
I guess. I didn't know that was part of the deal.
Damn.
Yeah, New Orleans was tough, man. It was a tough town. And the scariest part was like the face-to-face crime. Like my bike got stolen many a time.
Yeah.
And these are big, black
Urban
kids.
men.
Yes, yes. They hit puberty like 4,
Yeah.
and they got some mustache going and all this and
Oh yeah, they had
earring.
some early One kid named Puberty Wilson that we had in our neighborhood, and this dude, was jacked. Bro.
Oh yeah,
he was born with a prison tattoo on his arm.
Right.
It's so funny when people were ripping on Ari the other day when it first happened. Everybody's like getting into Ari Shaffir and cancel him, and then the funniest part to me was people calling him a white supremacist.
That's the go-to now.
Yeah.
The alt-right.
I think sometimes he's kind of a Jewish supremacist, I think sometimes. Just because
Sure.
of his whole new act,
Yeah.
Which almost would be a good name for him.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
but
Judaism in itself is supremacist. They call themselves the chosen one.
Yeah.
What, do you think you're better than me, you fucking Jew?
yeah, I thought the chosen one was Carmelo Anthony. Wasn't
Yeah, and he ain't no Hebe.
it? I also thought the first time I heard Carmelo Anthony, I thought it was a candy, dude, and I was like, I want some.
Ooh, caramello.
How could he not have a bar?
I know,
Carmelo
right?
Anthony.
That sounds great.
I'd have 2 of them.
I was hanging out with these 2 guys, Marnette and Tony. They were like my 2 black friends, and we were at the Black Mall because I slept at their house, so we went to their mall and the whole thing. And we're playing at the arcade in the mall, and one of my friends was doing well at Street Fighter, and I was like, "Yeah, get him, Tony! Come on!" And these 2 bigger black guys behind me, like Puberty Wilson and Testosterone Jones, were like, "Get him, Tony! Get him!" Like doing the white voice, and it crushed me. I had to go in the bathroom and be like, "All right, take it easy. That hurt. Just go back out there."
Get back out there.
Yeah, my 2 friends were like, "Don't worry about those guys. They're idiots. They're mean." I was like, "Yeah, but because you're already the outsider, and then you're doing the white voice, and they called me on it. It was fucking humiliating. I turned beet red. It was brutal."
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard being
Hard being white, folks. It ain't easy. Do you do corporates?
I just did one this week actually.
Oh, nice. They're pretty different.
Yeah.
They're not really stand up. You're just kind of trying to keep these people happy and get your paycheck and get out of there.
Yeah, you don't want to get any HR issues. That's the biggest thing.
Yes, and that's exactly what I did. I had to host a pharmaceutical award show. Mm-hmm. Big hotel, ballroom, white tablecloths, fine china, tuxedos, chandeliers, and I got note cards, like a stack this high of next up, best sleep aid. Here are the nominees. I was that guy.
Wow.
I had a podium and everything, and I had to
Wow.
study it, and the paycheck was insane. They picked me up in a limo, drove me out to Philadelphia.
Damn.
I get there. I'm supposed to do 15 minutes of stand-up to open, just to get them loose, and then go into the award shows. Clean, but they knew my stuff. They watched all my YouTube, and they're like, "We like your edge and all that shit, so just do you." So to play it safe, I did I opened for Seinfeld, and I did the Seinfeld set, which, nothing cleaner than Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So I go up, and out of the gate, bomb, bomb, bomb. Every joke, and I'm like, all right, well, let me pull out some heavy hitter. These always work. Bomb, foolproof bomb. So I'm like, maybe I'll get a little dirtier. That's how I'll get them. I do a vibrator joke.
Being naughty.
I see a table of women get up and leave in a huff, and I go, oh, that's not good. So I comment on them.
Dry women, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. These women were not into it, and so my get off to I bring these people up to give a little speech about some kind of fucking drugs they're selling, and I get off, and the CEO of the whole thing is yelling at me, and he's like, "How could you say that about my wife?" And then I'm like, "What are you talking? I don't even know who your wife is." And he's like, "My wife is offended. Get the hell out of here. You're fired. You're done." I was like, "Wait, what? What are you talking about? I'm in a tuxedo. I rented a tux from Joseph A. Banks." So I'm like, "What?" So I go up to the curator later, and she's crying because he yelled at her first, and she's like, "You gotta go. We're gonna find someone else to host it." It's 3 more hours in the show, and I just had to get in a car and go back to Philly. Go back to New York. Brutal. I studied and all this shit, and it was a fine lobster steak dinner, and it was so high end. And this was a big production with a sound booth guy and the lighting guy and the waiters and all this shit, and I just had to leave.
Dang.
Over a joke. She thought it was offensive to women. But the joke is so blah. It's so innocuous, but
What's the joke?
The joke is my girl used a vibrator, and I say I feel like I'm obsolete now because the vibrator is better than me. I feel like this. She's at CVS, and I'm an employee there, and she's using the self-checkout. And I'm like, hey, if you need a hand, I'm your man. Like I feel like I'm losing my job. Then I'm like, these robots are taking our job, blah, blah, blah. And I'm the loser in the joke.
Yeah.
The vibrator's better, but she took that as she probably hasn't gotten laid since '88. She's taking it out on me. She's repressed. She's gay. I don't know what's going on. So I got the old boot.
You got to have a unique name, and a lot of it's freaking dope,
Yeah, of course. You stand out, but now honkies have gone, like, Gwyneth Paltrow's got a kid named Apple.
Yeah.
So we have our own white version of weird. They got, like, DeQuante or whatever the fuck, and we got, like, Lighthouse. I think it's Jason Lee's kid is named Lighthouse.
That's insane.
Give that a goog there, will you, Nick?
Lighthouse? If they did Lighthouse for the Blind, I would love it.
That's a little long.
Yeah, dude. Also, how risky to put a light. You're leading the blind right next to the fucking water, bro.
Yeah, right?
So risky.
Damn. That was GPS back in the day.
Every time I see that ad, I'm like, this is insane, man. How does this end,
I know, right? Blind people, you ever think about, like, that? They just got to deal with that.
We had a girl on here, a blind person.
What?
If you have over 11,000 tweets, dude, they should give you an amount per year.
Yes, there you go. You really want to use one on this little situation? I remember one time in high school, I was hanging out with my friend. He's like, he didn't go to my high school, and we went to his football game.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in the stands, and you start rooting. That's not my school. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what happens to these kids.
Yeah.
But you start rooting, and it's the same thing. You want to be a part of something.
Yeah.
You get on Twitter. My whole thing with like the Ari stuff and all this I just don't care. Like, who gives a fuck? Yeah, Ari said something crazy. All right, so what? Go buy your groceries. Go jerk off. Go hug your kids.
He would drive Uber Black, though.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, dude.
And he would know about all the cool nightclubs and shit.
Yeah, he'd have probably some pussy in the trunk.
Oh, trunk pussy. That's the best kind.
Something would be in the trunk that was for sale if he were driving Uber Black.
Right. Yes, like old VCRs or some shit. Or Blu-ray. I bet he'd have Blu-ray. What is Blu-ray? I've always heard about it. Is that the Uber Black of DVD?
I think it is. I think it's just something else that they try to like really upsell people on because I don't think Blu-ray never really took off.
Well, I worked at Blockbuster, not bragging, and there was like the Blu-ray section was like, oh shit, look at this guy. It was like VIP. It was velvet roped and had bottle service over there. It was different, but I never got it.
Yeah, I never had Blu-ray. Actually, it scared me because it seemed like it wasn't gonna catch on.
Yes, exactly. That's why I never did it. Like Bitcoin.